And welcome in the Pure Adrenaline Sports, everybody. This is John coming at you with some fantasy baseball information. We'll get into our top 10 fantasy catchers heading into the 2024 season. We'll also look at some of the breaking news going on in the major leagues right now as well. And then while we wait for some more people, we'll actually mix in a fantasy baseball draft as well. So I do have the points on. Sean, welcome in. I have to do it this way. Points are on, but none of the redemptions are on. So, hey, Snowman, what's up, buddy? Great to see you as well. We'll wait for some more people to hop in before we get into some of the stuff here. Let's share this out over to Discord as well. But Snowman, how you doing? You got any live streams coming up? Sean says that's okay. Points aren't important to me. Well, you're still gaining them. You're just not. You're still getting them for watching and chatting, but you just can't redeem them tonight. I did not set that up for these streams. Top 10 fantasy catchers heading into 2024 season. All right, says we're live over on the Rumble side as well. Welcome in everybody over there. All right, while we wait for some more people to hop in, let's do a fantasy. Let's do a fantasy mock draft. Let's look here. I can share that somewhere here. Where is it? Oh, I gotta be on this page. There we go. Let's do one here. 10 team. We'll just do a quick one. No pick clock. Oh, let's randomize it. We'll randomize it 3 times. Hey, Cameron. Cameron's here. What's up, buddy? 1, 2, and 3. Oh, we end up with the 3rd pick. Start your draft. Wow, Acuna goes number 1. Yep, I agree with that. Ohtani number 2. I think that's a little early for Ohtani this year. You're not going to be able to use him as a pitcher this year, but still should be okay to start the season as the DH. But here, let's see here. I see the bad thing with this is they're going to go by what they have their experts saying. I don't agree with that. I'm going with Tokes. What's up, buddy? Great to see everybody hopping in. There's Cameron was here saying hi, Johnny. Tokes is here. Hope all is well. Yeah, I'm doing good. I see you changed your name to something, but then I guess it looks like you changed it back now. So that's all right. Let's see here. Who would you guys? I'll let you guys make the first pick here. Yep, Sean agrees. Yeah, Otani, I see 10 to 15 pick, not 1 to 3. Sean says, honestly, if I'm at 3, I'm going with Freddie Freeman for the average and amount of runs they can score on that team. All right, let's do that. Let's go with Freddie Freeman. They haven't projected at 7th overall. Let's see who comes off the board. All right, then Bobby Witt came off the board. Julio Rodriguez, Corbin Carroll, Mookie Betts, Strider, Tatis, and Tucker to end out the first round. Judge, Soto, Cole. 3 straight Yankees right there. Turner, Alvarez, Ramirez, and Austin Riley. Make sure we're good to go. We got 2 people watching over on the Rumble side. Welcome in over there. All right, if I got my pick here, if we went Freeman first, I'm going to stick high with some batting average here. Oh, no. See, well, this is the thing. Corey Seager, I don't know if you guys just heard. Seager getting some surgery, but they do expect him to be ready for the start of for opening day. So, but what kind of rust is he going to have? Not being able to. Yep, Sean just said it. I'm staying away from Seager. He just had surgery today. May not be ready for opening day. Even if he is, he's come back and gets hits. There's a fastball. He could be out again. So yeah. So let's go with Albies then. All right. Well, since they have Devers here at number 1, we'll take Devers. What happened to Thomas Fitzpatrick? He was live streaming. He just stopped. Sean says Garcia on the board from Texas yet. Wow. Roster. What did we take here? We took third base, first, second. Yeah. I'll go with another outfielder here. Welcome in everybody hopping in. As soon as I finish up this mock draft here, we'll get into some catcher rankings. Man, Bichette's still on the board? Sure, I'll take Bichette here. Another almost 300. Yep, exactly, Sean. Yeah, let's look. Got that infield going. Peralta from Milwaukee. Webb, Valdez, Clase. I expected him. I thought he was going to get traded this offseason. Yeah, infield's going to hit 315. Yep. So, I'm going to finish that inside, and I'm going to take Adley here. So, but let's look. Let's see. People might be waiting to talk about rankings and stuff. So, nope. It just dropped down again. So, all right. Let me just so I can finish this out. I'm just going to take their number one guy on the board at each spot, and we'll get into some more mocks later on. Yep. I'm just going to finish this up, Sean, just so we can get into our rankings for the season. Some stolen bases there from Friedel. Sean's favorite Braves, Zuna. A nice infielder that can play a bunch of positions. I'll take that. Okay, Brian Hayes. That's a negative, Ghost Rider. Come on now, don't lie to me. Hey, A plus. We'll take that. What do you think of that? All right, we'll get into some more serious mocks once we start getting closer to the season. But let's come over and let's look at the news that we saw before we came live. If you guys did not hear, John Angelos has agreed to sell the Baltimore Orioles. Not only is that great for the Baltimore Oriole fans, but this is great for baseball. This guy is making millions and millions of dollars and doesn't want to spend any of it. So I believe these two guys that are coming in will be able to spend, will be willing to spend as well. and that's gonna put Baltimore in that top tier of teams in terms of spending from now on. But let me know what you guys think in the chat. Then we touched on it a little bit as well. Corey Seager underwent surgery today for a sports hernia. The Rangers are hopeful he'll be ready for opening day for the Texas Rangers. So keep an eye on that. We'll have to keep an eye on our projections as well heading into the season to see where they stand. Let me see where I have Seager right now. Before this news, I had Seager as the number one shortstop in terms of fantasy points projected for the season. So we'll see how that fares in the coming days when we adjust for that. So yeah, you definitely need an owner that wants to spend money. Oh, sorry, can't do it that way. Oh, this is going to be tough. Sean says, yeah, you definitely need an owner that wants to spend money on the team for improvements and help the team be successful. Yep, absolutely. So, all right, let's start looking at our rankings for the upcoming season. I'm going to talk a little bit about the guys that just missed out on making the top 10. I do like these guys in terms of fantasy. I expect them to be, and I base this 10 off of 10 team leagues. I know a lot of guys play in 12, maybe even 14 team leagues. So we'll see. We'll see how these guys fare for the season. But number 11, 12, and 13. Just missing out. Sean Murphy of the Braves coming in at number 11. I do have him projected only 2 points behind the number 10 spot. So, not there. He's going to bat about 250, I think. 15 to 20 home runs, 60 plus runs batted in. Not going to steal you a base. But Sean could tell us in the chat a little bit more about Murphy, why we should be a little bit higher than where we are. But coming in at number 12, we got Logan O'Hoppe from the Angels. Once again, another guy only a few points out of that 10th spot. So it'll be interesting to see where he comes in. Let me see where he did last year. Let's see. Last year he only had 182 at bats. We have him going up to 358. I don't want to say us. I'm getting my projections from Razzball.com. So doubling those runs scored, though, up to 52, 90 hits, batting 251 on the year. Hitting about 20 homers, 60 runs batted in. So all these guys in that 10 to 15 range are all going to hit about those 20 home runs and 60 runs batted in. What I like is not striking out a whole bunch. 84 strikeouts. Can steal a base, too, for a catcher. He'll get 3. Now, that's not the upper tier for catchers, but a guy worth probably if you can get him as your backup catcher might be a better idea. Oop. And then we'll look at Gabriel Marino in at number 13. Marino had a great playoffs last year. So a lot of guys might be a little bit higher on him than where we have him right now. But Sean says it's just hard to have him any higher because he does share a lot of playing time with d'Arnaud when he is healthy. Now, if one is injured, then they will be worth it. But otherwise, it's a handcuff to draft. Yeah, so we will see if these guys do fare in the top or do raise up to the top 10 at the end of the season. But like I said, at the beginning of the year, have them just on the outside that top 10 tier looking in. We have 7 people watching over on the Rumble side. Just a shout out to everybody over there. Really appreciate you stopping by, checking out the channel. Let me do this over on the Rumble side. Let's see if it works. It did not work. That's not good. All right, so let's get into our top 10. Coming in at number 10, I have JT Realmuto. Once again, Realmuto, the last couple years, has been the guy a lot of fantasy owners target. And this is where the catching has improved so much that Realmuto is now dropped down to number 10 in my eyes. I do have him falling back a little bit from last year's numbers. This year, 423 at bats, 500, 57 runs scored, 107 hits. Another, still batting about 250. He'll hit 17 homers, 60 runs batted in, but he's a catcher that'll steal you a ton of bases. Rasball's got him at 13 this year, where he stole 16 last year and he stole 21 stolen bases in 2022. So that's where we have them. Any thoughts from anybody watching? We got 5 on the Rumble side. We got Sean watching over on the YouTube side. Let's look here. Before we get to number 9, I'll wait to see if any comments come in. And Sean says it right there. Realmuto only issue staying healthy. He misses time often. Yep. Yep. And that's why that could be, like I said, only 423 at bats, where he had 489 last year and 504 the year before that. So that is his concern. All right. Coming in at number 9, we got Cal Raleigh. Cal Raleigh, I was able to get with my last pick in the draft last year. And actually, because of all the Realmuto injuries, I had to use Raleigh a lot. So, but once again, a guy that's going to take a little bit of a step back. Last year had 513 at-bats, 78 runs scored, and 119 hits, 30 home runs in 2023, and then coming back a little bit this year. Only 409 at-bats, 57 runs, 94 hits, still batting about 230. Home run power coming down a little bit, and RBIs coming down a tad bit as well. Stolen base really not an issue, really not a factor here for Cal Raleigh. Coming in at number 8, we have Wilson Contreras, the first Contreras on the board from the Cardinals. Let's see where we had him last year. Nope, that's William. I want Wilson. All right, I got, let's see here. Contreras going to step back a little bit in the average department. He batted 264 last year, having him coming back down to 251, but also hitting 20 home runs again, staying consistent there. 66 runs batted in, had 67 last year. And he'll mix in a stolen base or two. We got him, they have him projected at Rasball's got him projected at 5, so not too much in the stolen base department there. Some leagues don't even use stolen bases. We do have 3 votes in the poll over there on the YouTube side. One person, as I asked how you guys did in your fantasy baseball season last year. One person voted for the playoffs and 2 people for bottom of the barrel. Sean says, Wilson isn't a bad catcher, but comes down to health as a catcher, and it's such an injury-prone position. He was hurt last season, hurting the Cardinals' offense when he was out. Yep, agreed with that as well. Let's look. Everybody over on the Rumble side that's watching, make sure, feel free to chime in the chat there as well. But until we get some chat coming in, I'll keep going through our list here. Coming in at number 7, Keibert Ruiz from the Nationals. A guy, Sean in the chat is a Braves fan. I'm a Mets fan, so we're very familiar with Ruiz. A player I really like. Last year, once again, factoring a little bit of an injury this year, so catcher numbers are down, but at bats last year had 523, only 412 this year. Hits down from 136 down to 112. Home runs stayed about the same. He had 18 last year, got him 15 this year. RBIs just below that 60 mark where he had 67 last year. So another guy, but definitely a guy that can be an impact player. So we'll see how the Nationals start building around him over on their team. Let me come back over. Sean says that's about where I'd say he is valued, 7 to 10. Going back to Wilson, people draft in the league. A lot of people go with big names over stats of the players. Yeah, yep. A lot of people do go by name. Don't factor in stats. Now, I don't necessarily factor in projections or history. I do like to see if a guy is improving over history. So far, every catcher, right now, the numbers are down from last year on the projections from where they actually fared. So, but a lot of that will change. Like Sean said, with health for a catcher, that's the most important aspect for a catcher. Now, a lot of these guys can stay a little bit healthier. Yeah, we already touched on that. How about being here at the start of the show? But coming in at number 6, Yainer Diaz. Forgive me if I'm not pronouncing his first name right. And once again, this actually Diaz here. Don't be sorry. You're coming interrupting what I'm doing here. Trying to stay on topic. I don't like going, derailment on like some people's live streams. But Diaz going from 355 at bats last year to 394. A little bit uptick on the runs scored from 51 to 56. Same thing with hits, 100 to 107. Home runs staying about the same, 22 or 23 last year to 22 this year. A little bit of an uptick in the runs batted in category. And not gonna steal many bases for you. Right now, only projected at 1. Whether he even gets that, not sure how you pronounce that one, but he is taking over from Maldonado, who I believe is now with the White Sox. All right, let's get into our top 5. Coming in at number 5, old reliable Salvador Perez. So Perez last year, have him coming down from last year again. Last year he had 538 at bats. This year 480, but an uptick in runs scored. I do expect the Kansas City Royals to be a little bit better of a baseball team than they were last year. Right, exactly, Sean. I feel like Perez never ages. Agreed. So staying about the same in home runs, about the same in runs batted in. 23 homers last year, 24 this year, 80 runs batted in to 76 this year. So once again, another guy that they have projected at 1 stolen base. But we do not expect any stolen bases from Salvador Perez. Sean, I did text you. Not sure if you saw that, but we got 11 people. Never mind. I just saw 11 people watching over on the Rumble side. Welcome in everybody over there. Going through our top 10 catcher rankings heading into the 2024 baseball season. So let us know what you guys think of our rankings. Let us know if you could take one catcher. Who would that catcher be? But let's keep going here. Let's go down to number 4. Number 4, Will Smith from the Dodgers. Let's see. Projected as compared to last year, 464 at bats last year to 400 this year. I don't know, that Dodger lineup is scary, so we'll see. I'm not sure why Rasball has all the catchers dropping off a bit. 80 runs batted or 80 runs scored last year to 63 this year. Average is about the same. Home runs about the same. Had 19 last year, 24 and 22. So he should have a little bit more pop. In 2022, he had 87 runs batted in, fell down to 76 last year, and they have him projected at 68 this year. So what do you guys think about Will Smith in LA? Four votes in the poll now. Three people finished bottom of the barrel last year in their fantasy baseball leagues. Sean says, I believe Smith shares the catching position with someone in LA. Let me go over and look. Do they have another Will Smith? They do have Austin Barnes, so I don't know, maybe he'll take some of it, but I only have him. The Rasball's only got him at 202 at bats. So, but 202 at bats, I mean, that would put Smith up over 600 if he got those at bats. So, but let's keep going. Let's keep going to the top three. Top three catchers heading into the 2024 season. Coming in at number 3, William Contreras from the Brewers. Let's get his stats up here from last year. All right, another catcher taking a step back. 540 at bats last year, down to 458. A drop in runs scored as well, even though we still have him at number 3. Drop in hits, drop in batting average, 289 last year, down to 273. But an uptick in home runs. And another catcher that will mix in some stolen bases, had 6 last year. So 6 last year, projected for 4 this year. Sean also says that the Brew Crew lineup just got better with Hoskins, so his numbers could help batting behind Hoskins now. Yep. But let's get into our top 2. Coming in at number 2, Dalton Varsho from the Blue Jays. What do you guys think of Varsho at number 2? Now, I believe he does mix time with Kirk. So last year, if I look at it, Varsho had 527 at bats to Kirk's 372. So another little bit step back for Varsho here, but up to 476 at bats, 68 runs. So almost the same hits, 113. He finished with 116 last year. A little bit uptick in his batting average from 220 up to 238. Home runs as well. A little uptick from 20 to 23. Runs batted in from 61 to 70. And there you go. There's a catcher that'll uh, steal you some bases with 15. Sean says Toronto scores a lot with that small ballparks, so it definitely helps his numbers a lot. Average hurts him a little bit, but for a catcher to get amount of hits and stolen bases helps a lot. Yep. So let's come in. I'm sure you can guess by now who our number one fantasy catcher is, but that'll be Adley Rushman from the Baltimore Orioles, coming in projected at 495 at bats. Let me see how we did last year. All right, last year 588 at bats, 163 hits for a 277 average. So ticking that down a little bit to 495, 135 hits, and still batting about 273. About 20 home runs, just like he hit last year. A drop in runs batted in. I do expect the Orioles to take a little bit of a step back this year. I don't think they've had a good offseason. So, and I think that's gonna hurt them this year. No, I do still expect them to be in contention for a wild card spot, but um, definitely falling off a little bit from where he was last year. And Sean says without a doubt he's the number one catcher in baseball right now. A major piece for the Baltimore offense to score nightly. If he's on, the team is on. Yep, absolutely agree. We got people talking nonsense over in the Rumble chat about the vaccine. All right, let's look at a recap. Coming in at number 10, it was JT Realmuto, Cal Raleigh at 9 from the Mariners, Wilson Contreras from the Cardinals at number 8, Kyber Ruiz from the Nationals at 7, Diaz from the Astros at 6, Salvador Perez from the Royals at 5, Will Smith from the Dodgers at 4, William Contreras from the Brewers at number 3, Dalton Varsho from the Blue Jays at 2, Adley Rushman from the Orioles, of course, at number 1. So, guys, let's just say you're in your fantasy league, you're in your fantasy draft. Rushman and Varsho are off the boards. What 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 catcher are you targeting and why? So we'll see if anybody comes in with a comment. The next position we'll do coming up, first baseman. So definitely getting ready for baseball season. Oh, that's what I don't have. I don't have the countdown to opening day. Sean says, after they are both gone, I'm not drafting a catcher until like round 20 because at that point anyone is replaceable. I don't know. I think I wouldn't wait too far. I wouldn't wait too long, but I'm not reaching for a catcher, so I kind of understand that point, Sean. But let me come over and look. See, but that's the thing. Like you could get a guy like Cal Raleigh that late. So, and that's what I did. I got Cal Raleigh with my last pick in the draft last year. So, So the guy I probably go after would be Diaz. I would have to see what round he's projected to go, but awesome stuff. Thanks for the people that were hanging out. Sean was hanging out over on the YouTube side, chatting it up with us over there. We have 10 people watching over on the Rumble side, but nobody chatting over there. Feel free to chat it up with us anytime you're in any of our live streams. So make sure you do have, if you make sure you are subscribed, have the notification bell turned on, so you know when we post some more content. We'll be back to live play-by-play calls once the Flyers come back to action after the All-Star break, and then definitely once spring training opens up, and definitely MLB opening day. Got 4 games planned, so streaming all day. Last year, Sean and I streamed all day. We started at 1 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern time, and we ended at 1 a.m. Eastern time. So exciting things coming up that opening weekend. Took the whole weekend off of work already. So leave a comment. Once again, if you're watching this afterwards, leave a comment down below what you thought of our rankings. Yes, sir. Streamathon. Streamathon, like Sean said. Yep, we streamed for 12 straight hours. Went from one game right to the next. I think maybe a half-hour break in between one of the games there, but it was awesome stuff. So once again, Sean, thanks for hanging out in the chat. Guys, make sure you hit that thumbs up on this video. Really appreciate it. And we'll see you all next time.